This is the week 15 video. It's supposed to be me explaining, well, this is our like semester video. This is me supposed to be explaining what I feel like my grade should be, or what I've earned. I think according to your summary or your, syllabus, I think I've at least earned a B. I'd like to get an A, but I know that there's work that I've missed or that I haven't finished, and so I think that I at least qualify for a B. To explain a lot of what I've done, I know I've missed weekly summaries. Some of them have been from my arm or when I've been sick, like I'm sick now. But I know that those are some of the ones that I missed, and also I did a rough draft that I turned in of the um, controversial debate paper. It was a little hard trying to find the con portion of it, so I didn't turn in the final draft of it. Instead, I read the syllabus, and it said if I responded to all of them, that I would get a B. So I read and responded to all of them. So after having said what my downfalls were for the semester, now let me talk about what I did right. I responded to each week neat resource that we had to do in discussion. Here's week 1. It involves static electricity. We had to make posts on here about it. So I did my post on here. This is actually it right here, about static electricity, and this was a home experiment that you could do involving water and things like combs and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. So I posted it on there because it was things you could do at home, and that you could see on your own. So fun activities, hands-on, because that's how I learn. So that was our first neat resource. Next was our 3 questions. This is the first discussion we had. So I did my neat resource. Here's a response to one. But I did my posting on it, and then I responded to, I forget how many it was. I think it's like 8 people that you have to respond to get an A, which is exactly what I did. So I always did the responses to get the A for it, even though I didn't do my controversial debate paper. Next was the 3D neat resource paper that, or another neat resource that I posted on here about 3D printing. And I think this one was actually a TED Talks video that I posted, which is pretty cool because eventually we actually did a TED Talks discussion off of one of their videos, and that was on boys and gaming or in the schools. So, but here's mine. And then the nature of science, we had to do that. It was our next discussion. So I, posted and responded to all of that. 40 humanity was another one that I did, which I actually really liked because, it's an easy topic to kind of clump everything into, but it was really something that you could just kind of branch out, because to say that there are 4 dimensions of humanity is really throwing a bunch of things into general categories, and I think there's so much more complexity to us than just 4 divisions. Next is the NEAT Resource 3, which knows semiconductors and superconductors. I think I did mine actually on this copter that a guy built for one of his classes. which is really cool to watch and to see, because I mean, I didn't even know that stuff existed. I'm not very technology savvy, which has been a underlying factor in some of my issues with this class. Is, you know, I had a lot of difficulties with it because I haven't really used my computer for anything besides Microsoft Word or Excel, and so this class had really forced me to get to know my computer and other programs and things that are out there that I otherwise probably wouldn't have learned. So I'm pretty thankful for that, because at least now, when I get into some of my upper division courses, I can do some fun stuff with like iMovie um, and other programs that I wouldn't have known how to use, or even to do simple things on my computer that, you know, I should know I didn't know and learned off of here, like how to convert files, or, you know, even basic things like making room on my computer for, you know, more memory, getting a backup drive, you know, stuff like that. Next is the NEAT Resource 4, which is the Large Hadron Collider and Higgs boson. And this is talking about like black matter, right? I think it is what this one talks about. Black energy or black matter, not knowing what it was about. So this was pretty interesting. It's really hard to comprehend. I think I did mine on, like, yes, it was this one right here. It was pretty cool. I like animated type
Let's cut to the chase.
movies.
As of July 4th, 2012, the Higgs boson is the last fundamental piece of the Standard Model of...
So that was pretty cool. I liked it. This video was pretty interesting. I think someone posted on another part of this, or from the same guy, on one of their NEAT resources later. So next was Students Today and Shift Happens, which, you know, I watched and then posted on here, and it was so interesting. One about student life, which I can see because, you know, I'm a student and I do half of the stuff that they talk about on here. And then the Did You Know? There was a lot about technology that I did not know, that I was thoroughly surprised about when we did this topic. This is Boys in Gaming. This is the TED Talks I was talking about earlier with the lady, where she's talking about how boys have a much harder time at learning than girls do, and this is because classrooms are more geared towards girls. And I had a discussion with my boyfriend about it, and he actually agreed on it. And he was telling me some of his experiences, you know, growing up, and I thought, you know, to going to school, and I found it fascinating because I didn't see it, you know, when I was going through school. But then again, I'm a girl, so of course I wouldn't have seen it. Then we did NEAT Resource 5, which is the MOOC, which is basically a open forum type of learning, which I'm not really fond of, but I could see how some people would like it, but it just wasn't for me. I wouldn't have liked it very much. And I know I'm kind of brushing over our group projects, but I'm going to kind of clump them all together at the end. Next is the Engage Me or Enrage Me, which kind of seems like an underlying theme throughout this class. We talked a lot about education, which is the game and the Boys in Gaming. We did a lot of articles about and discussions about technology and how it's affecting us, and how it's, you know, teaching needs to incorporate more, you know, technology to keep people engaged, because we are a technology enriched, I guess, country now. I guess our kids, or society, we're technology enriched as a society. I mean, it's in our everyday functions. I mean, I don't like to say that I'm dependent on my phone, but I am. I mean, if I didn't have my phone, I'd feel lost, because, you know, it's the thing that I keep everything in. I don't even know my boyfriend's number. I don't know my parents' number. I don't know anything without that phone. So it just talks about, this article talks about how students just aren't engaged in their classes anymore, because they are so used to being able to play games on their phones and do things like that. And then when they get into the school, they are supposed to shut it off, and now kids are getting mad because they're not engaged. And so I could see that. I could see how people would feel that way. not me per se, but I could see. This is Waiting for Superman, which was at first I thought a really long video, um, but it was really fascinating. It led to a lot of discussion with my boyfriend and other friends that were teachers. Um, it was just really interesting to watch. 'Cause I'm not very informed as far as our education system goes, so it was kind of enlightening for me. It was a shocker to see how the schools really function. Next was the value of creative disobedience, um, and this one was pretty interesting. This one was about the father telling or trying not to tell his kid to share his toys and what resulted from it, and that was actually pretty ingenious. So I really enjoyed reading this article, especially how well it was written. It was narrated very well. Um, this is a montellation of Traxuon. I tried it. I had a hard time typing with it. Or not this one. This one I did fine. I thought it was pretty funny because it was like a trick question type thing. That it was actually really easy. Um, I don't have it pulled up. But then the next one was a science one where you had to fill out questions, and I my elbow, I couldn't do the typing for it that I needed to. And then Digital Nation was pretty interesting. This one was a lot of fun to watch. I really dislike the portions where it talks about people building long-lasting relationships or relationships, substituting functional relationships with online relationships. I just don't agree with that. I really have a problem with um, how technology is affecting our communication as a society. We're just becoming detached, I think. Um, so, and then this is the controversial debates. I read all of them, responded to all of them. A lot of them were fascinating. Some kind of hit for me, like the fetal stem cell research. I really just don't. I find that it's fascinating that we have that technology, but I don't agree with it being used, which I posted on there. Unfortunately, I couldn't do post mine. I wanted to, but it just because it was really fascinating. I did mine on Alcor, on cryogenics and or cryopreservation. That was a pretty interesting topic. I actually did my I don't have it on here. Actually submitted my uh, cultural science paper on that, so hopefully you enjoy reading that. It was really an interesting thing. I did all three of our group videos. You know, formatted them. I obviously had help from my group mates doing it. They met and helped me as much as they could. Um, it wasn't that they didn't want to do them. It's just I was the only one with a computer that had the software to do it. Um, that wasn't shutting down. That was newer. That wouldn't have been so time consuming. So I did all three of our group videos and formatted them, downloaded them, and unfortunately on the second one, all the hard work that I put a lot of hours into that. I think I put maybe, uh, I think it was like 17 hours into that one video. And our group project 3, I actually did the weekend before it was due because Jill's computer was crashing. So um, luckily, I had a lot of um, experience with it throughout the semester, and it didn't take too long. I really actually enjoyed making them after I figured out how I was supposed to use the program or how to mess with it. I actually enjoyed doing it. So I guess that's everything that I did. It's a lot of stuff. It was a lot of work, but I really enjoyed the class and I learned a lot from it. So I think I know I've earned a B by the syllabus, but I'm hoping to get an A. Um, I guess that's it. I enjoyed the semester and thank you for teaching me and how to use my computer and enlightening me on topics I didn't know anything about. So thank you.